YouTube, what's going on? Hat here, bringing you another build video. This is going to be specifically on a throw Barb with the new 2.4 updates. It did get a slight buff. Is it enough? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I hope you guys enjoy it. As always, like and subscribe. And if you want to make sure you catch the next one, because we're gonna be putting these out regularly with some weird builds. Let's get weirder and weirder as time goes. And yeah, let's just get right into it. All right, so let's go over the gear first and foremost. We are using an Andy's helm. We're using the Scalper Ethereal, and we are using Lacerator Ethereal as well. We did have to up this to an elite version. What was I gonna say? They rolled very low damage, unfortunately, for both of these, but they are Ethereal, so it's great. We are using Enigma, High Lord's Wrath. We are using Laying of Hands, Raven Frost, Arachnid Mesh, a faster cast rate ring with mana and attack rating. I feel like that's very important. Mana leech, and some Gore Riders. Our charms are simply attack rating, damage, whatever you got. Attack rating and damage is what you want. Same with the small charms, attack rating, damage. Annie, Torch, and that is pretty simply it. On Switch, we are using Hotos for the faster cast rate. We will teleport with these, as well as buff with those. The Mercenary is very important. She is using a Faith. If you... we'll go over that. She's using Chains of Honor for life leech and damage reduction, as well as the Buku resistances, and she's also using Andes as well, for the attack speed and life leech. As far as some attack speed calculations for the double throw, if you can get a level 15 Fanaticism aura, you are killing it. You will hit the maximum attack speed breakpoint. But otherwise, you would put a attack speed jewel in here. If you hit the 15 on the Faith, you don't need an attack speed jewel in here. You can put like an rune or, you know, I don't know, whatever you want. But that is how you want to do that. So you hit the max breakpoint. We're going to be a little shy of that, unfortunately, but is what it is. Let's see. As far as our stats, we did enough strength to wear our gear. Actually, we did just enough vitality with BO to have just above about 300, or I'm sorry, 3,000 HP. It's kind of right where, yeah, I feel comfortable, right? Rex into Dex, because that's going to give us damage. Right now, we're sitting at a good amount of double throw damage. And I think that's pretty much it. As far as the skills, we are doing maxing double throw, max double swing, 1 point into Frenzy. I did put 1 point into Berserk, but that might be a mistake. I think we don't need to do that because we don't need to worry about immunities because this casts amplified damage 33% of the time, which does break most, if not all, physical immunes. Back to the skills, combat masteries. We max throwing mastery. We put 1 into axe mastery for our double swing, or for Frenzy. That way we're hitting a little bit more. We 1 to increase stamina, 1 to attack, increase speed, 1 to iron skin, 1 to natural res. All of these, 1 to everything except we max battle orders. And the frenzy duration, the buff you get from the frenzy duration, that buff time frame goes up with each point you put into, what is it, taunt. So, the taunt, is that right? No, increased stamina. So we do have the rest of our points into increased stamina to try to bring that up, because our attack speed is nice when we need it. And here we go. So we do have a full game, thank goodness. Thank you, chat. Now we can teleport to where we want, which is very nice. I'm getting laggy because I didn't reset my game for a long time. And we just send it. Is it the fastest thing in the world? Maybe not. But does it work? Yes. Yes, it does. Is it a fun new build? Yes, it is. Chance to hit is 91, which is very nice. I don't know. Does anybody else have this issue where their chance to hit is very high? Let's get some double swing going. Or frenzy going. Their chance to hit is very high, but it just shows like the miss. You know when you miss and it does that little tiny X on the bodies? Like there's so many misses that I see. Maybe not specifically with this build, but things like Smite. See, look at it now. It must be like Maybe it's the fire thing that the torch does? I don't know what it is, but I see a lot of the miss-X's going on. I think as far as breakpoints go, if I wanted to change something, faster hit recovery would be huge for us. But it gets the job done. Unfortunately, the Lacerator does also fear, so it goes between amp damage and fear, which is kind of annoying, because it'd be really nice to be able to line them up. And, you know, to be honest, if you get some rare weapons that are just absolutely GG, that'd be great too. Another thing to keep in mind if you are gearing and trying different weapons is the, you know, ethereal weapons don't need repair durability if you're maxing out throwing mastery. You don't need that because it replenishes quantity on hit. If you're like PvPing, then you're going to miss a lot and you are going to want to make sure you're replenishing quantity. But if you find some ethereal weapon that's godly, a throwing weapon that's godly, and it doesn't have replenished quantity, that's fine. You're not going to need it. Our weapons haven't gone below max durability, except like 1 point maybe, right? Yeah, if they didn't run away so much, it'd be a lot more viable, but it is what it is. But the amp damage is nice, but you can get amp damage on rare throwing weapons as well. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for those. But we're doing it slowly but surely. Obviously, Players 1 is a piece of cake, but you know, when I do builds that cost a lot, I want to make sure we show you exactly what we're working with on some high difficulty. I want to say that throwing double throw or whatever it's called has the same problem that the assassin has with its when she throws her weapons, in that there's an animation to start and stop, and that animation is a pain. Like, you want to keep it going, if that makes sense. You want to not target one mob at a time, but kind of just target your mouse beyond them and just let them fly. You see all those X's? I think that's got to be the torch thing. It's got to be. Alright, let's keep rolling. Let's get some frenzy. Oh wait, we don't have frenzy on. There we go. But yeah, aiming for monsters in the back, because there is a lot of pierce that happens here. It's always a good thing to do. To be honest, it's a little tougher than I thought it would be. I thought we'd be smashing a little bit harder than that. I mean, we're doing it, but obviously there's a reason throw barbs aren't it. But could you upgrade this even further? Absolutely. You know, our charms aren't very GG at all. More max damage charms would be great. What else? Like I said, the weapons. You could probably find better ones if they're like super GG rares. But all in all, it's decent. And you know, we're teleporting. We could skip and seal pop if we wanted to. We're very tanky, so we can kind of face tank a whole big group if we wanted to as well. There we go. There might be an argument to be made for doing some type of hybrid build within Frenzy and double throw. Frenzy does get a lot from Axe Mastery. It's just how you're going to do the points really is what you got to think about. But she slaps for the most part. We might be doing a little bit of the seal popping. Let's get some frenzy stacks. I wish there was a like buff counter, you know? And it seems that the frenzy stacks override your max attack speed limit, which is nice. But I wish there was some type of buff thing you know, right here or something that said, oh, you have X amount of frenzy stacks left, so they're going to expire in X amount of seconds, so on and so forth. But that's why we want that extra duration on it, because it does help a lot. Single target boss damage, very nice, especially because for whatever reason the attack rating is very high with this build as well. I will have a max roll build that you guys can actually see everything in very high detail. And the link down below as well.
Impossible.
See, this could be ethereal. I like having axes though, because then you can set that mastery for axe mastery. That fire damage hurts, man. And our merc died, unfortunate. And we have no potions. I didn't think that through. Well, we'll be alright. Let's go get him. Unfortunate. Let's get Megan. You know, she didn't move at all. She could have moved a little bit, right? Alright. Let's just send it. Hooray! So, there you have it. There's the build. I hope you guys enjoy it. I like making weird stuff. Obviously, there's reasons that things like, you know, lightning sorks and hammerdins are top tier, but, you know, we like to do things a little different. And hopefully I can bring you guys something else, hopefully I can bring you guys something else a little different next time as well. Appreciate you hanging out with me on this one. As always, much love. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace, peace.